And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker Keith Fustel. A big Saturday we have for you today. 12 live races. It's Maryland Pride Day. We have a big show to get to. But real quick, yesterday, some more long shot winners. Yesterday, you were all over a couple of them. You had some nice picks on top. The big long shot winner was the Neil Morris horse in race 9 yesterday, my own lane,
that was a big one.
At a big 30-1. So that gives us some nice carryovers for today.
Yeah, you had how about the Frocking Company?
Yeah.
Was so innocent.
So innocent.
And,
game win.
Game as could be. Look, done. Leaving the 3/8 pole was under a drive. But if you read our short comment in Equibase, we try to give you that good visual. And you saw it last time. Kept trying. Well, yeah, the horse might have been beaten 4 or 5 lengths. But go back, watch these videos. A lot of guys will just pass it away. The horse faded, looked at the line. No, this horse was very willing last time out and was able to just gut out a victory yesterday at a big price. And what about that 2-year-old filly that Hammy unveiled? Second-time starter, Bye Birdie for Jerry Romans and company. 10 and change is wrapped up through the final 16th of a mile. She could be any kind. The daughter of alternation looks like she's going to go ahead and stretch out. If you watch that race closely, let that horse gallop out a little stronger. A little bit of a Baffert move there for Bye Birdie.
And she beat a nice field yesterday. So that was the lead story in the notes yesterday on the laurelpark.com website. Great press release from yesterday's action preview, and today a good story about crab cakes. Our leading trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Check it all out on laurelpark.com. So that was all yesterday. Let's get to today. It's Maryland Pride Day. I have the Maryland tie on, Maryland racing, Maryland food, Maryland drink. We have 4 stake races this afternoon. Also, we're going to give you a free Maryland Jockey Club Performance Polo giveaway today with the purchase of a program. That's going to be a sweet giveaway. 4 Maryland bred stakes, a $75,000 star to NASCAR, the Ben's Cat, the Miss Disco, and the Jamila Stakes. Sagamore Spirit, they're going to be here. Sagamore Farm, they might have a big day. Jailbreak Brewing Company and Flying Dog, they're here. So lots of action today. Also, if you like the handicapping tournaments, we have one of the bigger ones on the East Coast here today, the Champions Handicapping Tournament up there at the Sports Bar, new and improved second floor of the clubhouse. That's where the Sports Bar is. That's where the Champions Handicapping Tournament is. Over $33,000 in prizes. Also a qualifying tournament for some of the big ones, the National Handicapping Championship, the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge, and the big one. They're taking walk-up entries for this today. Check it out if you like tournaments up there at the Sports Bar.
Absolutely. I got a little call not so long ago. One of our local astute handicappers is going to be partaking in this tournament. Was asking me about a horse. I can't give it out, but he's going all in early. So we'll see what kind of day it is.
Maybe a Bernie Houghton first-time starter in the opener, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that one, but good to see they're fired up and ready to go in the Champions Handicapping Tournament.
All right, let's show you the carryover we have today in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There it is, a couple $100 shy of $15,000 today, sitting there in that Rainbow Pick 6. Going to start race 7 today on the 12-race program. That'll be around $25,000 when it's all said and done. We had some live singles going into the last race yesterday for a big payday. I want to say around $18,000. We had a few live runners yesterday for $18,000. So I have a ticket today for the Pick 6. I single, I believe, on Zen's Land, the Ness horse in race 10. I have a $40 Pick 6. That starts in race 7. Let's show you a picture of both tracks today. Main track is perfect, fast track, turf firm. We had a little rain overnight, but we're going to start with a firm turf course today.
Yeah, we're going to start at a firm, no doubt. There was some rain in the area. I know we had maybe a little bit more north up where I live, but we'll start at firm. We'll reevaluate if necessary and let you know as soon as possible. But right now, it's just kind of partly sunny skies, 84, 85 degrees, and a great day. Get out on the apron, enjoy what we have today, the food, the drink. Loosen those wallets up a little bit. Let's have some fun.
Have some fun. Have a smokehouse on the apron, all kinds of good stuff on the apron today. Let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1, we have a carryover for you in the Rolling Super High 5. That has a low 15% takeout. There's the carryover for race 1, $4,120. We have that every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that Rolling Super High 5. Also in race 1, we kick off the early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park, your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. Mandatory payout here on this early pick 5. A nice maiden claiming $40,000 for 2-year-olds here in race 1. We're going 5 furlongs on the main track. I go with the 7 on top. Red's Winning Call, a first-time starter from the Tim Keefe barn, a Maryland bred by Dark Hollow Farm by Tapazar. And we remember this mare, Red's Round Table. She was a multiple stakes winner. Tim Keefe trained her, so he knows the dam, who was very good. I believe that this is her first foal. I think
it is. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sheldon Russell will ride. Some nice works here at Laurel Park. I go with the 7. Red's Winning Call on top here in race 1.
We can spend a lot of time on this race, but we got to fly. We've got 12 races. But real quick, a little note on Red's Winning Call. That mare, Red's Round Table, she was 4 for 5 at the age of 2.
Right.
Tapazar's the stallion, about 11% with the first-time starters. I'll take a shot here with the 5, Mata for Trombetta. He's got a couple runners in here right next to each other. Mata by Take Charge Indy, about 16%. First-time starter sprinting on the dirt. The mare, Presero, very strong, kind of a closing sprinter. This horse is a half to Magritte, who we're going to see in the second race. Another one to kind of make a move off the pace. Magritte has run upwards of a 90-91 buyer. Mata, I think, is going to be ready. I mean, well prepped here for Trombetta over the Laurel Park surface, and plenty of speed to run out with the 1 Grand River inside, along with Transom. This is a wide open opener. I'm going to look for a little bit of a price with the 5. Throw the 10 in there. Try colors. I know you like this horse, Stan.
Yeah, I don't have the 10 in my top 4, but I should. Try Colors, a homebred for John Williamson in Clover Hill Farm. Bernie out in the trainers, Colts by Tri-Tap. The Dan Pareto Colors, she threw Pareto Nations, who made a bunch of money. Won first out at Pimlico at a big price, and we had Bernie Houghton on the radio show the other night. He likes this horse. Big horse might want longer distances down the road, but he could be live here with Julio Hernandez in the opener. I like both the Trombetta first-time starters, like you talked about, and I like them because they've both been training here at Laurel Park. They're not shipping from Fair Hill. We have a better gate crew here at Laurel Park than they do at Fair Hill, so I like that's why I like both Trombetta first-time starters and the Timmy Keefe horse on top. They've all been training right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, don't leave Hammy out. The blinkers go on. Went head-to-head with a well-bet firster, I think, for Michael Stidham, if I'm not mistaken, through very strong internal fractions. Gets a clean draw to the outside. The blinkers go on. Hammy rolling right along with a couple winners yesterday. Hall Pass is a definite user. The 11 in here, and also the 3, the firster, real quick. Come sundown for Dale Capuano. I believe this horse was scratched a couple of weeks ago, but a half to everything lovely. Very versatile filly. Could run, lights out numbers on the turf. Wasn't quite as fast on the dirt, but I expect this horse to show some good speed by Great Notion. Great Notion, we know, hits at about 19% with the first-time starters.
All right, so nice group of maiden 2-year-olds there in race 1. Race 2, we kick off the early pick 4. 3 pick 4s for you this afternoon. The early one starts in the second. A nice group of first-level Maryland-bred allowance runners here, 3 and up, 6 furlongs on the main track. Now, you could – the conditions, the way this condition is written, you could have won your Open A other than and be running in 2 other than allowance races, Open 2 other than, and then come back into this restricted A other than. So it's a nice, comfy condition for these Maryland breds, and I'll go with the 5 Big City Blues on top. Lacey Gaudette, big day yesterday. She won her first race at Saratoga. Actually, a big day for the local trainers yesterday at Saratoga. You had Lacey win, and then you had Brandon McFarlane with that nice 2-year-old win the stake up there yesterday.
How about Brandon?
How about that?
Chattel, 22-1. We got a little wake-up call. The Action Man gave us a call, Action Andy, about 2 minutes to post. He says, don't leave Brandon out.
22-1.
Goes ahead and wins it.
Whew, that's a lifetime memory up there for sure. All right, but how about Big City Blues? Nice win against Starter Allowance Company last out up there at Delaware. This horse a 2-time winner at Laurel Park. I like the 5 Big City Blues on top in race 2.
Yeah, keys up with Bronx Sandman. He's going to be part of the pace flow in here. Pete's play call, kind of a precipitous drop in buyers last time out. I still think good enough. Gets a little extra ground. One more great time we're going to see later today in a stakes race. You're talking about this horse did win the Open A other than Stan. I think he'll make amends for that defeat at almost 3-5 last time out. And Saratoga Bob, I like him turning back to the sprint. He's going to make a good run.
How about Marty with the Party coming off a long layoff here for our leading trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Pimentel will ride this horse. He has some back class. He's made over 100,000. We'll get a nice price here for strong connections on the 2 Marty with the Party.
Yeah, his best races have been pretty much on the front end. I think he's going to go to try to send out of here. When you look at it, you break it down. There's not a lot of true speed types. Maybe he can come fresh and get to the front and keep going. 6-7-9 through Magritte was against the grain last time at Penn National.
All right, nice allowance race there in the second. Race 3, another maiden claiming 40,000 for filly mares 3 and up, 6 furlongs on the main track here in race 3. I go to the far outside here, a first-time starter from the Kieran McGee barn. I don't like the far outside post, but I do like that better than being down there on the rail for a first-time starter. The 12, Astonishing Ariana by Violence, been working okay over there at Pimlico for Kieran McGee. You get Georgie Vargas to take the call on this horse. They paid $40,000 for her at the OBS. A nice bullet. She's been ready for a while. She had a bullet 5 furlong workout at Pimlico on July 1st, and then a real strong work from the gate, half mile 47-1 July 5th. So she's been ready for a while. A couple maintenance work since then. I like the 12, Astonishing Ariana, here in the debut for Kieran.
Well, we know her sire's Violence. They can get horses. You can get horses to win right off the bat. Yeah, interesting move here. The 2, Star Sea Child, I think will go off the favorite. Could even be lower than that 7-2 that I have. A very encouraging debut at Delaware. First time out behind a New York dropper and shipper for Michael Stidham by the name of Blooming. I like the way this horse rated. I like the way this horse kind of finished up. Good, strong number. I'll use this horse underneath and maybe in multi-race gimmicks, but why is this horse as a Maryland bred in for the tag, Stan? You know, you got to this horse, filly runs a 63 first out. You're not going to protect her. Now, albeit she was late to the races as a 4-year-old. I don't know. I go to the 9, Weekend Delight. Took some okay play on the turf back in June. A little bit of a run after being reluctant behind the gate. Broke slowly. I think that the dirt is going to be the answer for Weekend Delight. I think you're going to see this horse make a nice run into it. Some good quality workouts over this surface.
Toledo had a nice ride on that winner in the last race yesterday, coming from way back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so lovely.
Yeah, paid a nice price as well. So you get Toledo there on the 9 Weekend Delight. Real quick about the 2, Star Seed Child in for the tag. That could just be an entry mistake. Sometimes the trainer's a little sleep at the wheel. They don't know about the waiver. They forget to put the waiver on. So that I don't know. That's maybe just a hunch, but okay. I think a nice positive rider change. Sure. Going to Daniel Centeno there for the 2, Star Seed Child. So I use that runner in my exacta. The 4, Atlantic Avenue, we both like from the Flint Stites barn. 3-year-old filly by any given Saturday. Had a real good second here at Laurel. 2 back, just got beat a whisker at 46-1. And ran an okay 3rd last out. Had the duel inside with some pressure to the outside. That was going 7 furlongs. Little cut back to 6 furlongs might help the 4, Atlantic Avenue in this spot.
Yeah, I don't think she necessarily needs the lead either. She's going to be forward in here, but I think there's a rating gear within her. We thought she was going to be turf. Obviously, she likes the dirt, at least right now, a little bit better, a lot more, I would say. Toss in the 6 to a little protect move. Mary Epler raising up Miss Alafon. Second time in the barn going turf to dirt.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 4, the first of 4 Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired stake races we have this afternoon on Maryland Pride Day. Race 4 is the $75,000 Ben's Cat Stakes for 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the Fort Marcy turf course, rail setting at 87 feet. The 8, English Minister, we both have on top. He's a 6 furlong turf specialist. We have a video spotlight from, let's show you the race from June 9th here at Laurel Park against 3 other than Allowance Company, going 5.5. There he is, way back there. He makes a big late surge to get up for a good 3rd this day.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble early, was kind of squeezed back from between rivals, maybe a 16th of a mile into the race. Just ran into a horse square shooter for Englehart. It was really rolling at the time. English Minister closes up almost 6-7 lengths to the final 8 mile. We're going to see him at a little bit of a late flash. We talked about this horse the other day when the entrance came. We like this horse at 6, but even better than 5.5 furlongs. Yep. 4 starts with a win, 2 seconds, and a 3rd, and was really against it up at Saratoga last out when Rocket Heat just took advantage of a little bit of a bias on that turf course. Right. Speed just kept on going. English Minister certainly proven. He doesn't hit the winner's circle a lot, only 4 wins out of 46 starts, but I think he's going to be able to draft into position against this group. He's going to be a little bit closer when they turn for home and can wear him down.
All right, yeah, his last win came going 6 furlongs at Belmont last fall. I think he gets another one here today in the Ben's Cat. Let's take a look next at the 2, Spartiano's his dead game. He won the Maryland Million Turf going a mile last October. He had just a good second, beating a whisker last out, going 5.8. So he's very versatile. Vargas going to be able to use that speed from the inside. He doesn't have to go to the front. He can have a nice stalking trip but he'll be forwardly placed up there in the front flight. The 2 Spartiano is going to be awfully tough, I think, here in race 4.
Yeah, buyer of 89 last summer on this turf course, going 6 furlongs. Looked home free at the 8th pole. Got a little weary late. That's my main concern, especially with the 3 Smile for Eternity, to a horse that's got some speed and is a little bit tactical. So I think these two do get tangled up at some point, setting up for a closer. Maybe a bomb to use. Sunny Inspired. I know, he hasn't done a whole lot of recent note around here. A good race up at Prescott 2 races back, but he's got the bottom underneath of him. He's got some turf races on the page.
Sure.
I think if things get pretty strong up front, looking for a little bit of a stranger, how about Sunny Inspired to make a run?
Yeah, he's made over 100,000 on the grass. He's 7 for 10 in the money here on the Laurel grass. He'll be tough. We both like the Ford. John Jones coming off a layoff. Ford trainer Lacey Gaudette. The barn having a big weekend. Joan Rosado, an apprentice, will ride John Jones here in the stake. You don't get any apprentice allowance. John Jones is going to carry the listed 118. We caught up with trainer Lacey Gaudette the other morning talking about her 6-year-old who has won on the Laurel grass before at a big price. Here's what Lacey had to say about the comeback for John Jones.
He's doing fantastic. We kind of regrouped after that last race, and it was we threw a couple of things at him, and I think this is a good spot to bring him back, and he's training really well going into it. It looks like there's a little bit of speed to the inside of him. Sat down and watched all of his old replays last night of how he was in 2016. So he's kind of a horse that you just got to give him some confidence and let him go from there. And I think it's going to shape up pretty nice for him.
Okay, so there's Lacey. They're high on John Jones, and why not? Look at the work tab. 3 sensational workouts coming into this race, including a couple bullets. Most recently, went 5 panels, 59-2. That was August 12th. That's a strong move, and he will get a nice stalking trip to the outside, maybe, of the Spartianos and Smile for Eternity.
Absolutely. He's probably going to be able to settle pretty much in the clear. Those other 2 will probably go out. They just, to me, look like they have more gate speed. He doesn't want to get tangled up with that early on. But he has that not kind of next positional speed when you look at the rest of the group, where I think he's going to be free in the clear, make that move into the stretch, and see if he can revert to that back turf form with that win.
All right, so a real nice addition there. And the Ben's Cat race 4. Race 5 kicks off the middle pick 4 today. You have a middle pick 4. Nice allowance race going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. Let's check out your middle pick 4 ticket, see how you played it.
We've been knocking on the doors with these really cheapo tickets. If you added a little bit, I'm sure you've kind of come along for the ride and connected and have had some nice prices. 5th race, get you started for the middle pick 4. $18 ticket, 2, 7, and 10. Daniel Adu in very good form. Tap the Moment, I think, is even better. Going to improve off of that maiden score last time out in the 10. All I care about for Sagamore. 6th race, we go with a 1 and a 2. I really like Zorali today, one of my better bets. The blinkers go on. I think this horse, she's going to be the controlling speed in the Miss Disco. Go ahead and send and go right on wire to wire. 7th race, 4, 5, and 9. Rocky Policy, Riley's Choice, another one I like a lot with the blinkers going on. And My Sister's Lead, she's doing it short or long, it doesn't matter. In the 8th race, 2 deep, 5 and 11. Chubby Star going to be your favorite, but Natural Notion is in deadly form right now. That turf sprint was awfully good. 2 races back off the shelf. I think this horse can maintain form and stretch out.
All right, I like your ticket. You're going against Crab Cakes, who's going to be one of the favorites there. And the Jamila, she's a multiple stakes winner, but making her turf debut today, and she catches a tough field there in the Jamila. Let's take a look at race 5 here. It's a first-level allowance for Maryland bred. Maryland sired 3 and up, mile and a 16th on the bowl game. The 2, Daniel Ledoux, he finds a nice condition here. The Ann Merriman barn having a strong meet. They had a nice win yesterday with Not in Jeopardy. Daniel Ledoux, a seasoned 6-year-old, 4-time winner on the grass right here at Laurel Park. This will be his 3rd race off the layoff. He ran big last out to win against Starter Allowance Company. A good second at this level, 2 back. He'll get a nice ground-saving trip with Toledo aboard today. Daniel Ledoux, we both have on top.
Yeah, well managed, and the 2-back tried good, and then last time out, it got an awfully good, patient ride by Toledo. Had to work through some traffic, walked into the OTB in Kenner, Louisiana, plunked down 20 to win. I said, yeah, I remember this. Okay, I remember it didn't quite have the PPs. I looked up and said, yeah, this is a horse that dropped in a perfect spot, took advantage of that condition, and took advantage of a really good ride. Daniel Ledoux's just in sharp form. I like his positional speed in here. He's going to be awfully tough. Going to be a shorter price. All I care about, I think he's rounding back into better form. didn't really kick in at all June 17th, well behind Daniel Ledoux, but put it together against Open Company. That's good enough against this state-bred allowance here. Stand 210.7, tap the moment. We called it a big price.
Yeah.
We hope you use that horse. We kind of liked it and got away. I thought at just an enormous price at 32-1. Was wide every step of the way, finished up with good energy. I think you're going to see Force maybe drop in, save a little bit more ground today with his gelding, and make a run.
The 7 tap the moment. He's the real deal. I liked him in the paddock for his debut. Yep. He looked even better in the paddock. Last out, he won on a tiring, yielding turf course. I think he'll be even better today on a firm turf course. I think the 7 tap the moment. The real deal. We'll catch a nice price on him here in race 5. Let's take a look here at race 6. The Miss Disco for 3-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs on the main track. We have all kind of stuff for you here in this race. Let's start with my top pick, the 8, my price play of the day. Deep Red at 6-1 in here for trainer Damon DeVico. The barn got put up for the win last week with Lakai, who ran a great race. This filly, by algorithm, has been a real nice claim for them. They got her for $25,000. She's already stakes placed. She was a good second in the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championship last December, second in the wide country earlier this year, back in February. She's back in top form right now. They gave her a little break after that June 3rd race where she ran an okay third against Allowance Company. Gave her a little break. She came back with a nice win against Maryland Bred Allowance Company last out. Alex Cintron will take the call. I think she gets a nice stalking trip on the outside. Let's hear. We have a soundbite from Damon DeVico the other morning talking about Deep Red. Here's what he has to say about his 3-year-old filly.
She's pretty sharp right now, actually very sharp. We've had to make arrangements to have her let out to the track and back. Hopefully we can get her settled down enough that she maintains her composure for the race Saturday. I prefer the outside post. Just lets Alex make a decision from the start. He can decide if anybody wants to go. We can sit, and I think we also have enough pace. If nobody goes, we can take that option as well.
All right, so I like what he was saying about the trip this filly's going to get. And he's dead right. Cintron, a top veteran rider here, he's going to dictate the early terms here from the outside. If they're going slow, boom, he can go right to the front and take advantage of that. If there's some speed on the inside, he'll sit a perfect second or third to the outside. I think the 8 Deep Red gets a beautiful trip here.
And she's going to escape at an okay price too.
Yep.
I think she's at least 5-6-1 in here. You know, they tried her long back in March, and Jock had to kind of force the hand a little bit too soon, made a little move and flattened out. I really like her sprinting. I could see a situation where my top selection and her, maybe if they don't get caught in a duel, might control things all the way around the racetrack. My top selection being the 2 Zoe Rally. We've got a video spotlight of her debut run, April 21st at Laurel. Dale popped her in there, took advantage of the waiver. The Maryland bred here for the 40. It wasn't in for the 40, but didn't break super sharp. A little bit head up high with shadow roll. But look at this burst of speed. You see the short comment early burst ridden out, just kind of dragging Weston Hamilton up to the front end and just cruising 3 wide to the lead. She's got a serious turn of foot, and I don't know if anybody really wants to match strides with her early. You get to see her here from the top of the stretch home, just a steady hand ride the final 16th of a mile. Follow that up with a good second to Sour, and that's the key for me. Sour's a Linda Rice horse, is just deadly form right now. Went up after that race to Gallop in New York and then came back to run third in a grade 3. She might escape at a little bit of a price just because of that buyer 2 races back and her last race on the turf. The blinkers go on. It's a strong positive ROI move, percentage move for Dale Cap. I like Zorali to control it, but I like Deep Red. I like her sprinting. I like her getting a good tracking spot with Cintron.
Well, I might have made a mistake going against the 2 Zorali. Daniel Centeno gets aboard for the first time today, so you're going from a bug boy to a top veteran rider here with the 2 Zorali. The blinkers go on, and then now see if she can rebound from the turf race last hour. Right. She ran okay. She was getting out on the turn. Amapola, who was second there, would come back to win. So a strong race as she gets Centeno blinkers on for Dale Cab. And if you get 4-1, that's a nice price there on the 2 Zorali. The 1 Majestic Reason we both like. This filly's going to be one of the favorites for Grand Motion. Vargas will ride. A good-looking debut win right here at Laurel Park, and then rallied from off the pace last out. A good second behind Chauncey. That's the Lacey Gaudet horse, right? She's running in the Monmouth Oaks up there today.
Chauncey just ran off the screen that day. It was like a high 80 by her, and this filly was caught wide every step of the way, but churned on very willingly to the wire, turning back. Maybe it was a little bit more keen in debut at the 6 furlong distance.
Right.
Maybe we'll see that today. She's going to have to kind of get position. Hopefully won't have to be used too hard with it, but the little slight turn back, she'll make a good run from off of it. I think Caught Dreaming back to sprinting. That's the game. But we didn't even talk about Limited View, who I do think is going to take plenty of play. She's going to kind of try to regain some form, but back to 6 is good. Toss the turf race, a 2-back try was okay. Split time was the next out winner. Boy, she just faded a little bit after making a move into a very, very fast pace.
Yeah, and so that was a good race in the Alma North. Didn't like the turf last out. Tough race against older filly mares in the Primanetta. So this is a beautiful spot for her today. Straight 3-year-old fillies, restricted company. That's where she shines. That's why she's the multiple stakes winner here at Laurel Park, and you get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. So I think Limited View gets back in good form today. She don't have to win, but I think she's going to be right there and get a big piece of it. All right, that's 2 stake races down. We still have 2 more to talk about on Maryland Pride Day. Still 6 more races in total to talk about. Let's get a quick commercial break. Over 14,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6. We'll start with that right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. Maryland Pride Day. We have 4 stake races today and a nice carryover in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. It starts in race 7, the Jamila Stakes for filly mares. There's the carryover, a few bucks shy of 15,000 there, 14,816 bucks in that Pick 6. That'll be around 25,000 when it's all said and done. I have a ticket, a $40 ticket. I have some live long shots on my ticket. This ticket could hit and take it down if you play it. I'll play it. I might play a bigger ticket as well. There it is. I'll go 5 deep in the Jamila. The 3 crab cakes going to be one of the favorites, but she doesn't have to like the turf. She very well could. She's by Great Notion, the sire of Flash Phelps, and several other turf runners. So crab cakes might love the turf, but she's going in the Jamila with some tough runners. I like Rocky Policy on top. The 5 Riley's Choice has a shot. The 7 If I Was a Boy has a shot at a big price, and you have to like the form, the recent form. The 9 My Sister's Sledge is in. So I go 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 in the Jamila to kick off the Pick 6. Race 8, a nice allowance race for filly mares going long on the turf. I like the 1 Good Roll at 6-1. The 11 Chubby Star is going to be your favorite in there. She'll be tough. 9-5, might get caught a little wide on that first turn, breaking from the 11 hole. So I go 111 in race 8. Race 9, the Star Danaskra. We're going to have a short price favorite there. The 6, Where She Told Me to Go, is going to be awfully tough for Pecoraro. But I like the form. The 4, Nico Bree and TJ is in. I like to cut back to 3/4 today for your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. I think the 4, Nico Bree and TJ, has a good shot to pull off the upset in the Star Danaskra. Race 10, a nice starter allowance going a mile in the bowl game. I key on the 3, Zen's Land for strong connections. Jamie Ness, Daniel Centeno. Race 11, I go 2 deep there. The 1, Ghoul's Night Out, and the 5, She's a Chance 2. Race 12's a starter allowance going a mile on the bowl game. I go 5 deep there with the 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. So a $40 play. You can study that ticket. Keith's middle pick 4 ticket. Tim will have a late pick 4 ticket. All our tickets will be on the laurelpark.com website if you want to check them out some more. Let's take a look here at race 7. The Jamila for filly mares 3 and up, 75,000. 6 furlongs on the Fort Marcy rail at 87 feet. I go with the 4, Rocky Policy on top. I like the rider change today to Daniel Centeno. And even though the 6-year-old mare is 0 for 12 on the turf, including 0 for 5 here at Laurel Park, she's run some big races on the turf. She's made over 80,000. She fired a 91 buyer on the turf once before, and she ran one of her career best races as a 6-year-old mare this summer, 3 back early June at Penn against Stakes Company. A good second that day, going 5 furlongs. I think she's going to love the distance today. I go with the 4, Rocky Policy on top in the Jamila.
She's run some big races. She deserves to get a win.
Yes.
On the turf course, as you said, a 91 back in September of 17, and a good second behind Morticia, one of the better sprinting fillies up and down the East Coast at Penn National. So, yeah, I think she's tactical enough. You really look at it, there's not a lot of speed. I think Rocky Policy will be pretty close. Crab Cakes, she brings her dirt form, transfers it. She's going to be on the engine, but I really like the 5 in here, Riley's Choice. Blinkers on angle. Look at that. Smaller sample of only 13 horses for DePaz. 38% with an ROI hedging towards $4. I know she finished behind My Sister's Ledge off of the layoff from November to May of 18. Keep your distance, control it up front. I think this is the move right here. Turning back off of that mile race at Saratoga where she was kind of up on the lead. I think she's going to be focused. The blinkers are going to keep her keen. She's going to be either on it or just off it. I think 6 furlongs just falls right into her lap today. She's not going to be 6-1 now with that scratch of the 8 Great Soul. I'll take 3-1 on her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. It could be a big day for Sagamore Farm and Horacio de Paz. I believe they have their own cheering section coming out here today, their own food, Sagamore Spirit. So they'll be cheering on the 5, Riley's Choice here in the Jamila. The 9 on the outside, My Sister's Ledge. She's in phenomenal form. She likes going short, long, doesn't matter. She's a closing sprinter. I think 6 furlongs will hit her right between the eyeballs. Pimentel is going to be locked and loaded on this homebred for the Banner family, the 9, My Sister's Ledge.
It doesn't matter what we talked about. Short, long, 6 furlongs, maybe absolutely the most perfect distance on the grass for My Sister's Ledge. A beautiful ride from Russell. We're going to go back to Pimentel a little bit late, but it was flying June 16th. I remember calling that chart, watching her go by in a flash. I thought she was going to get up. She gets a little extra ground today. 5.49. If Crab Cakes brings the dirt form, yeah, I guess she's a winner. But as you say, the shorter price like this, unproven, I'm going to go with the proven types on the turf.
I agree. And a big scratch in there of one of your favorites, the 8 Great Soul. There in the Jamila. All right, let's turn the page. Race 8. It's going to kick off the late pick 5. Late pick 5 paid nice yesterday over to what, 3,300 and change, I believe. You had a favorite, then boom with Neil Morris, and then
boom again with Oh So Lovely at 12-1. Right.
Paid big. So no carryover, but as always, more money back to you with that industry low 12% takeout and both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Race 8 is a first level allowance race for Maryland bred filly mares 3 and up. Mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course. Rail at 17 feet. We have a video spotlight to show you. We both like the 5 here, Natural Notion. Here's the race, June 30th, sprinting on the turf here at Laurel Park.
And really didn't get a duel. Now, this wasn't the strongest of fields. Dorcas Carey, I still think, trying to break the maiden. This horse just unleashes a torrid run the last 3/16 of a mile with Wesley Ho that day. Just look, I got maybe the better part of the racetrack way out there in about the 6th or 7th path, but just under a mild right stick, eagerly widening. Comes back on the dirt. I thought that was a good try behind Deep Red, one of the horses we like in the stakes today on the dirt. But she's come back a different horse right now, and I'm not really worried about the stretch out. Looked at the breeding as half to a 5-time route winner on the dirt, even I think 1 turf route winner in the family. So Natural Notion, I like her form. She's a little sharper right now. Chubby Star is certainly going to be an awfully short price. She'll find her somewhat, mid pack on the outside, trying to make a move, maybe try to find some cover early. But I think she's a little vulnerable today. I'm around these 2 in race 8, the 5 and the 11. Maybe Good Roll. Good Roll has held form. This is a drop in class, clearly, from what she's run against.
Sure, yeah, it's a big drop for both the 1 Good Roll and a big drop for the 11 Chubby Star. I mean, here's a 4-year-old filly by Malibu Moon. She won her A Other Than at Keeneland back in April of 2017. That's one of the tougher A Other Thans in the country. She went 9 furlongs that day on a good turf course. Since then, she's been running against Stakes Company, graded Stakes Company. Her lone 2 tries this year against 2 Other Than Allowance Company. Beaten favorite here at Laurel back in early May, but coming off a long layoff that day, so she gets an excuse for that race. And then a real tough 2 Other Than up there at Belmont mid-June. She ran okay that day, 78 by her. So she's lightly raced this year. She's been training on the Tapeta surface at Sagamore Farm up there in Worthington Valley. So we'll see how the farm training does here for the 11 Chubby Star. Comes into this race after having a couple months off, but does get a big class relief.
Yeah, she reminds me a little bit, though, of that filly yesterday of Motions. You know, coming out of those better races,
right.
You thought, well, she's going to be a shoo-in. She won't be nearly that low of a price, but same kind of running style, making the move against better horses and not quite sustaining. She's got a touch of hang in her. Yeah, this little drop might pick her head up, but she's going to be awfully short.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 8. Race 9, the final, the 4th and final stake race of the day. It kicks off the late pick 4, the Star Danasker for straight 3-year-old Maryland bred, 75,000, 6 furlongs on the main track. The 6, Where She Told Me to Go, is going to be a popular favorite here in the Star Danasker. Let's show you what he did last out early July here at Laurel Park in the Concern Stakes with Jeremy Rose. Here he comes, turning for home up the rail.
A little assist as the leader there. Old Time Revival gets to wandering to the outside up to about the 4 path, but I was against Where She Told Me to Go in this race, and boy did he surprise me. Just really kind of guts it out inside every step of the way on that left lead. That's a little bit of a negative, but made a run into very good fractions, isn't able to kind of go away from there. I don't think this field's quite as strong as what that field was, Stan. I think all he has to do is maintain form. Pecorarro's got this horse in deadly form right now, reunited with Jeremy Rose, and maybe this draw to the outside is even a little bit more comfortable run for the favorite. But Nico Breen, TJ, we also like him.
Yep.
He's in razor-sharp form, and what a move he made last time into some quick early fractions, had to battle through it just to give way a little bit late after opening up 3. This little turn back is going to do him a world of good in here.
Yeah. Victor Carrasco is going to be locked and loaded on the 4, Nico Breen, TJ, who I have on my pick 6, and that would be an upset, big upset. If you can upset Where She Told Me to Go, who's going to be about even money, 4 to 5. If you can knock that horse out of the pick 6, you'll knock a bunch of tickets out. But because a lot of people are going to be singling on that horse.
Yeah, you're going to have the 3. I think all of a sudden this horse has jumped up. Ran a big race at a big price at 20 to 1, holding on for dear life over Pete's Play Call. An older horse who was dropping, as I say, out, I believe, open 2 other ends in New York. One more great time. All of a sudden, the light bulb has gone on. Showed promise as a 2-year-old, and now it looks like he's put things together. I don't necessarily think he needs to lead. We'll see what this 5 horse does for Bernie Howden. I just don't know. He didn't beat a whole lot last time, and he was under a drive from about the quarter pole till about the 16th pole. Under wraps, that was late under wraps. He wasn't running much faster than that 12 and 2. He's going to have to, pick it up a little bit against this group. Not saying he doesn't have a world of talent, and he might just be that good, but this is going to be the acid test for him.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there, and the Star Danasker. Race 10 will kick off the final pick 3 of the day. A nice 7,500 starter allowance for 3 and up, going a mile on the bowl game rail at 17 feet. I key on the 3, Zensland in race 10 on my pick 6 ticket. I think Daniel Centeno will get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside for this 5-year-old trained by Jamie Ness. A real good second at this level. Last out on a good turf course. I think he's even better on a firm turf course. He's a 4-time winner on the grass of over 100,000. I think the 3, Zensland, is going to be a reliable favorite here in race 10.
Yeah, he and the 1, they're kind of pretty much identical when you break it down, their running styles and such. Jamie Ness has got a slew of horses like this. Catman Can, he had Matador, who would have been a much bigger price if he wasn't part of an entry yesterday. If he was gambling, he had to be upset. But, one of these 2, I think they're the quality finishers in this race with some questionable speed types. Don't know what Tipsy Moose is going to do first time on the turf. He carries his, he's going to go out there with that sprint speed, I think, and set it on his pace. Daystrike will get a good position, but they haven't shown that finish of the likes of the 1 and the 3. Visual Effects is another one. He wants to be further back. His best run is going to be from 6 or 7 out of it into the far turn, not up close, because he seems to fizzle a little bit when he lays close to the pace.
All right, so I key on the 3, Zensland there in race 10. Race 11 is going to kick off the late daily double. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track. First level allowance for filly mares 3 and up. Maryland Bred Company here. We both go with the 5 on top. She's a chance, too, for trainer Jason Egan. She went up to Delaware last out to win an open A other than. Now she's in a restricted state bred A other than. She's in a nice spot here. Sheldon Russell will ride. She's won her last 2. She's having a good spring and a summer. Even though she's 0 for 10 here at Laurel Park, she She's been second and third 6 times. I think she's right there today against a nice group of horses, but she's well entered for Jason Egan and Joan Everett.
Yeah, I think the one will bounce back. Gould's Night Out is better than that race over the sloppy sealed surface going a mile. She's going to take plenty of play for Hammy. She's going to have to be used inside to get early position. I think the 7's going to fire away there early with Rosado for Hugh McMahon. Might try to take advantage of her speed, but she's a chance too. The blinkers have gone on, and she seemed to improve with that move. Has kind of regained her form for a very patient trainer, Jason Egan.
Yep. All right, one more race to go. Another starter allowance race here in race 12, a 7,500 starter allowance for filly mares 3 and up. A mile on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. We both go with the 5 here. Participate. First off the claim for Dorothy Wharton and Wasabi Ventures. Rosario Montanez will ride. Beaten favored last out. Not sure what happened there. She was pressing the pace and then just kind of packed it in. That was back in early July. Dorothy's waited over the 30 days. She's been working. This mare's been working well at Pimlico, and I think she catches a nice group. This isn't really a step up from an open 75 to a restricted starter allowance. Dorothy finds a nice spot first off the claim for the 5 participate.
Yeah, you got to take notice. You got Kieran off the claim. You got Claudia off the claim. You got Mary Epler off the claim. Now you got who you got? You got Dorothy Wharton off the claim for Wasabi. All they do, they're putting it together. 25% first off the claim. Yeah, I think she can kind of revert to form. That race she ran last fall in the Maryland Million was good from just off the pace. Her and included check will be, I think, the factors. I think they'll carry this race a long, long way. Shifter Magician, she just gets going a little too late.
Yeah, all right, so we like the same 4 numbers there in race 12. That's it, a big 12-race card for you today. Nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6. That's almost 15,000. That starts in race 7 today. I have a ticket for it. Check it out on the laurelpark.com website. Come on out here, buy a program, get a snazzy Maryland Jockey Club Performance Polo. I'm excited to see that. Expecting a big crowd here today. Some great racing, great weather as well.
Absolutely. They need to get one of those polos out here for you and Tim today.
Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be sporting one.
There you go.
All right, good luck. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes.
Good luck.